Skull and Bones, the pirate game that was supposed to be a standalone version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Unfortunately, due to changes in management over the years, it evolved to be something completely different. Still a pirate game on paper, but not what was originally advertised back in 2017. This has been seen as a positive from Ubisoft's point of view, but for those that were excited for a standalone version of Black Flag, they do not see it in the exact same way. So in this video, we're going through why fans are frustrated with Skull and Bones. But before we do get into the video, if you enjoy the content here and want to see a bit more from me, then make sure you do hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Every single week, we're uploading the latest news and leaks around Skull and Bones, and this will also branch out to other Ubisoft titles. So if you do want to stay up to date on everything, make sure you are following the channel. I should start out by saying that with Skull and Bones, even though there is a lot of people that are incredibly frustrated with what has been revealed, especially considering what was revealed back in 2017 was exactly what fans were looking for, and now it's just evolved to be something completely different. Despite there being quite a lot of fans that don't like the change, there's also still a very niche community which are somewhat excited. It seems like the biggest factor was they were incredibly young when Assassin's Creed Black Flag was released, so once the first official reveal trailers for Skull and Bones was announced, it had no real effect on them because they never had and never played anything prior to that. But for those that were excited originally, they're disappointed for a few reasons, and here is some of them. The first reason, it's less than what was originally shown in 2017. The gameplay released back in 2017, 2018, and some stuff within 2019 all showed exactly what fans were looking for, a dark, gritty pirate game. Of course, there was gameplay mechanics which just outlined being a pirate by controlling your ship as well as controlling your character itself. Then on top of this, there was additional content with there being customization, and of course we cannot forget there being hints of events where you would have to fight off sea monsters. Everything that you would expect within a pirate game. Unfortunately, with the game being delayed and now releasing on the 8th of November 2020, it seems like they haven't actually progressed from that point that they did originally advertise back in those early days. More than anything, it seems like it's been a step backwards. Yes, there's quite a lot of gameplay mechanics which have crossed over, but the whole vision that was there originally is not the same, and there's still limitations with gameplay despite all of these delays. For example, you can't actually board a ship. Yes, you can actually go beside them and technically you can board them, but it's not what players actually want to do. It's not gameplay, it's a cinematic. And it leaves players believing that even if the game was released back in 2018, the original release date, it wouldn't be any different to what is releasing now in 2022. The second reason, exploration is limited. This is a very weird open world game because Skull and Bones will not let you disembark from your ship on every island, but instead only at specific outposts and dens. When Ubisoft revealed this, there was outrage within the live stream where it was taking place, and also many comments on articles, YouTube videos, the absolute lot, days and even weeks after it was announced. This also brings more limitation on certain gameplay mechanics and features, such as your treasure maps and treasure chests. This is part of the game, but it does mean that you're only going to be able to find treasure on certain islands. The islands where there's probably the most attention of outposts and dens where every other type of player that is playing this game will be, as well as all of your NPCs. But while sailing, you will be able to see an island in the distance, think that would be pretty cool to explore, head over to that location only to not be able to leave your ship. Now, Ubisoft have followed up to say that there will be free DLC in the future, and they have loads of plans of where they want to take it. But even from the get-go, right at the beginning, the fact that the current game that they're providing isn't allowing players to explore every island already makes players feel like it's half done. And this just takes us on to our third point. This game does look half done despite it being delayed for so many years. Now, there is of course reasons behind this with development, because every single time new management would come in, they had a completely different vision for the game. And it actually involved them going all the way back to the beginning where they would start again. Eventually they went through this loop so many times that they got to the point where the technology that they were using was completely outdated. So that was another reason why they had to start from the very beginning and rebuild the game. But despite of that, within 2022, our present day, the game still doesn't look finished. Fans are using some of the previous points that we've already mentioned, such as there not being the ability to board a ship with gameplay and it being a cinematic, not being able to explore every single island within the game. Both of these reasons are used to show and highlight that this game is half done. But some of the biggest reasons is just looking at the gameplay that has been released, especially when you are looking at collecting resources from islands. It looks like something that was being thrown in the very last second. Doesn't even look like it belongs as part of a AAA game. It looks like something that would be part of a mobile game where you are pulled up alongside an island, can't explore it because the game doesn't feature that, and instead all you need to do is tap the screen where you would collect resources. And whilst you're doing that, you're going to have numbers pop up on screen to show you how much you've collected. That's exactly what this looks like. It certainly doesn't look like a game that's been in development since 2013. That was scheduled for 2018, but of course got pushed back several times with delays. And every single time Ubisoft said that they're looking to improve this game to be its very own thing. And that's why they have to push the release date back. But I think the biggest reason why fans are frustrated is because there's no land combat. This is a pirate game without the pirate. This is actually just about you being on a pirate ship. Now don't get me wrong, some of the content that is there and some of the customization options that you can have for your pirate ship is pretty cool. And I certainly think there will be some elements within this game which can be fun. But I also think a lot of that is taken away from the moment that you do come across another player on one of these outposts, on one of these islands that you are allowed to explore. You can't actually get into combat with them. You can't have a sword fight, you can't use a pistol, you can't use any weapons, hand-to-hand combat, the lot, absolutely nothing. You can go through some emotes and that's about it. And I think for the current build that will be releasing this year, it makes the whole pirate pointless. There's actually no need for you to have a character within game, because the only reason that you do have a character is to go onto these outposts where you can sell your loot or buy some upgrades. That is the only reason for you to have a character. It would have actually saved themselves a lot of time if they completely removed the character and just allowed you to bring in menus where you can open them whenever you want to upgrade or change up and customize your ship. And you would still have the exact same experience which they're offering, because bear in mind, there's nothing that you can actually do with your character. There's no combat, there's absolutely nothing. So it is literally just so you can travel some islands and customize your pirate, which is also pointless because only other players can see that when you are on these outposts, and most of the time you're going to be on your own pirate ship where you're not going to actually see any of that, because remember, you cannot board other ships. So I really don't see the point of you having a pirate. And this is the exact same opinion that many players have. Now, of course, people don't want the idea of you completely removing your pirate and then just having a pause button, but that's besides the point. The example was that it would be the exact same experience at the end of the day. What fans really want is the ability for you as a player to control your character, get into combat on different islands, and have a situation which is gameplay and not a cinematic where you can board other people's ships. I think the intense moment where you do finally disable someone, they're stuck within the water, you pull up alongside them, and this is the moment in which you do board them, and this is their last moment for them to keep all of their loot that they've managed to collect. And somehow they do manage to do it because their strength is being a pirate. They have the ability and they have the equipment for them to do much better within a sword fight, just because that's where they've trained the most, or that's where they're better as a person, or even just because they've bought gear and actually prioritized their character over their actual pirate ship. There was so much potential for this to be on a multi-level system that would have been absolutely insane and would have led to some very intense moments, but it just wasn't done. and it probably never will be done even in the future when Ubisoft do plan to release free DLC. But anyway guys, these are just some of the reasons why fans are disappointed with Skull and Bones. It's releasing on the 8th of November. I will definitely be giving it a try. It was something that I was very excited for back in 2018 to release, and I do want to actually give it some time. I know that what was advertised back originally within 2017 is going to be nothing like what gets released this year, but I still think that there's going to be an audience that does enjoy this game, just not those that it was originally advertised to. But if you are someone that was following Skull and Bones since the very first announcement, let me know in the comment section down below why you feel the way that you feel, whether or not it's you being disappointed, which is most likely, or maybe you're on the complete other side of the very small percentage of players that are excited for this release. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see ya.